Nick Shirley has become the new target since his new video.
Do you think that federal law enforcement hasn't done enough? I mean, they would say, look, these fraud cases have been going on, but they've already done like 80 indictments. The cases have been going on, for years.
What does that even mean? Nick Shirley is just a guy with a camera.
Why did I show up one day in Minnesota and go to all these daycares, no children, they're receiving millions of dollars. We uncovered nearly $110 million in fraud in one day.
How do you know that all the allegations that you're making are true?
How do I know that they're true? Well, we showed you guys what was happening, and then you guys can go ahead and make your own analysis.
We're coming so we can make our own analysis. Are you 100% sure you're true?
That is such a loaded question, such a trick question. CNN is trying to trick up Nick Shirley, but he answered it the proper way by pointing out the daycare representative action and behavior, the way they answered his question when he tried to enroll his son Joey into their daycare. Nick only point out what he sees that looks suspicious, so he doesn't know if he's 100% sure. He's just doing the investigation, and then the conclusion would follow after that.
CNN is looking into Shirley's claims.
Hi, my name's Whitney Wild. I'm a correspondent for CNN.
We reached out to several of the daycares featured in the now viral video. Only one daycare facility answered and said they are a legitimate business.
They say that they are legitimate business. Would they say otherwise? Would any illegitimate business convict themselves on tape, on television, on CNN? I never heard anything like that. Have you?
Minnesota Republicans say despite the new focus from the Trump administration, they have been sounding the alarm on fraud for years.
So why does CNN doesn't give Nick Shirley and his video the benefit of the doubt, since Republicans have allegedly that this thing was going on from a long time ago?
At the daycare where Shirley showed back up, a stream of children walk inside.
This is very strange because it has been reported that that daycare has already been closed.
You're saying that this is a fraudulent daycare. There's kids being dropped off right now.
Yes, the Commissioner of Children literally said a week ago this place was closed.
Did you know
They're
that?
showing face right now.
A viral video.
CNN has no answer for Nick Shirley. So what did they do? They deflect and cut away by editing out the facts that Nick Shirley was stating.
Disputed claims and their full fallout remains to be seen.
And when things are not going CNN's way, they deflect and start giving all the credit to Biden and said it was the Biden's administration who started this investigation.
Of fraud cases that DOJ is touting began during the Biden administration.
CNN giving the Biden's administration all the credit. No credit for the Trump's administration.
Back in 2022, the U.S. Attorney's Office for Minnesota announced 47 indictments for this massive fraud scheme. Since then, they've indicted more than 30 more people, and in total, they have secured at least 56 convictions. Whitney Wild, CNN, Minneapolis.
If all of that happened, then why Nick Shirley is still trying to investigate this Somali community, according to CNN, or picking on these people since the investigation is closed and people were indicted and some were found guilty? Here is the spin, and it is unbelievable. We are hearing this narrative that the Somali community in Minnesota has had enough. CNN and others are pointing to the Feed Our Future scandal, where the feds have already handed down roughly 80 indictments for the pandemic food fraud, and they are using this as a shield. The logics goes like this. Look, the government already cuffed 80 people. Justice has been served. Why Nick Shirley going out there and digging up more fraud or dirt? Isn't 80 indictments enough? Since when is 80 indictments the limit? Since when does catching one group of fraudsters mean we run a blind eye to the guy next door? If a bank robber gets caught on Monday, do we let the guy who is robbing the bank on Tuesday go free? Because we already have enough bank robbery arrests for this week. But what we gathered from the investigation is that CNN thinks the community can't bear any more scrutiny. No, who actually can bear it? The taxpayers, the people of Minnesota who are waking up to find out their hard-earned dollars might be funding ghost towns instead of daycare center.
We're from CNN. Can we talk to you?
This is MAGA YouTuber Nick Shirley.
Brandon Nick Shirley, a MAGA YouTuber or a MAGA content creator, CNN thinks it would take away his credibility. Instead of sending their own investigative team out there to find out if these centers are empty or if they have any children inside of them, instead they want to know if Nick Shirley is actually sure of his facts. They want to know if he crossed every T's and dotted every I's before he hit upload.
Whitney, what are you hearing from officials there?
This has been a problem in Minnesota for many, many years. You can look it up yourself. Fraud continues to simply plague the Minneapolis area and Minnesota at large.
Is a massive fraud investigation a bad thing? If one is not committing fraud, then why should they be worried? And why is CNN so worried about it? But here is the beauty of independent media. Nick didn't write a 6-page thesis. He made a video. He put it out there. He showed us the door. He showed us the timestamp. He showed us the empty rooms. Nick Shirley isn't the judge or the jury. He is the guy holding the flashlight. He puts the footage out so we could view it and can draw a conclusion. We don't need CNN panel that a building looks empty. We have eyes.
I think Shirley's post has gone viral amongst some of the conservative community is because Minnesota is a politically convenient target, not just for the president, but for the party. Obviously, the governor there, Tim Walz, was the running mate to Kamala Harris in the 2024 election. Ilhan Omar has long been a foe of the president's. And you noted up top that the ICE immigration raids on Somalis has been a priority for the president. So all of this collectively has made this story something that people want to gravitate to. And in addition to that, previous reporting that uncovered widespread fraud in Minnesota from years ago also makes people more apt to believe that.
CNN wants an absolute standard of perfection from a YouTuber. Wish they ignore the absolute reality of what is on the tape. They are the ones shooting the messenger because they don't like the message. So the question is Nick Shirley 100% right about every single detail? This is why those doors were locked during business hours. And why is the media more angry at the guy holding the camera than the people potentially stealing your money? We will let you decide. Watch the video, look at the evidence, and question yourself. Is 80 indictments enough? Or should we keep looking until every stolen dollar is found? This is the Minto Report. Don't let them spin you. Don't forget to like,
on this, you have
comment,
to take it
and
both the supply
subscribe
and the demand
for
side.
the truth.
You
They
can't
won't
expect
tell
the
you.
most important people in our